Some people have called it Kenya's biggest coalition ever. Of course, I'm talking about the Azimio La Umoja coalition that has been put together and continues to be put together by Raila Odinga and his handlers. What does this coalition mean? Can William Samoei Ruto stop it? The biggest coalition in the history of Kenya, as some people want to put it. Karibu sana to my show today, where I take a deeper look at that, and I also take a deeper look at a big mistake many analysts have made about Azimio and Raila Odinga. Enjoy. The mother of all coalitions. That is what we are seeing taking shape. You know, we have so many new entrants into political analysis these days. And these people, these new entrants, are not interested in history. Yeah? And therefore, sweeping statements are the norm. And of course, when you take this approach, it is expected that you will miss a lot. You will fail to see a lot. Now, it has been the view of many that Raila Odinga has run out of ideas. When Raila Odinga was not speaking, when Raila Odinga was not campaigning, it was the opinion of many that maybe Raila Odinga is running scared. Yeah, he's too old for this game. And so people did not see that this very experienced politician, even when he does not hold a press conference, even when he does not go to a rally, even when he does not speak or issue a statement, yeah, he is still working relentlessly towards his goal. It is very important to acknowledge this fact, yeah, for anybody who wants to fully understand what is unfolding right now in our politics. The formation of the formidable mother of all coalitions, Azimio coalition. Our coalition, yeah, the best way to describe it is as follows. A coalition that has everybody except William Samoei Ruto, Musalia Mudavadi, and Moses Wetangula. That is really where we're headed. Indeed, we're already arriving there. Because the only partner in this coalition, in this massive coalition, yeah, who is still dilly-dallying, is Oka, Kalonzo Musyoka's outfit. Now let's back up a little. When some of us thought that Raila Odinga had gone to sleep, there was a problem in Ukambani he was sorting out. And that problem was Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. It was very clear that Kalonzo Musyoka and his handlers, yeah, were going to Kangumu this time round. Yeah, they were not going to join any coalition of Raila Odinga. Indeed, I've done a video on this channel where I exposed the bitterness Kalonzo Musyoka has towards Raila Odinga. Okay, but that's a story for another day. And so what did Raila Odinga do behind the scenes? He rallied all the governors in Ukambani. Alfred Mutua, Kivutha Kibwana, and Charity Ngilu. And he ensured that they were all fully backing him. Now obviously, what this does is to reduce the influence of one Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka. And you know, when you reduce somebody's influence and they come back to the negotiation table, they have less clout in the negotiation. Bottom line, even if we go into elections today without Kalonzo Musyoka backing Raila Odinga, Raila Odinga will still get substantial votes in Ukambani through the three governors, very influential governors on the ground. If for nothing else, for their performance, what they've delivered. Alfred Mutua has changed the face of Machakos. Kivutha Kibwana has done things in Makueni that many thought were impossible to do or to achieve. Charity Ngilu is extremely popular in Kitui. She has created many jobs in the county. And those many jobs, you can be sure, will be translated into votes. And they will vote whichever direction Charity Ngilu is going. While some people thought that Raila Odinga was asleep, tired, resting, something happened in Western Kenya as well. We saw the formation of a brand new party, a brand new political party, DAP Kenya. And it is easy to see the whole reasoning behind the formation of DAP Kenya. Because Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula, it was very clear to all, and I'm sure to Raila, that even they would kangumu, not support any coalition of Raila Odinga, which would give Raila Odinga's opponents a huge advantage. Because if you don't support one side of the political divide, then obviously you will end up gravitating towards the other side, Raila's opponents. But the formation of DAP Kenya has completely changed politics on the ground in Western Kenya. Yes, people say it is centered amongst the Bukusu community within the larger Luhya community. That is true. However, we've seen the influence of DAP Kenya spread. And it's not only Ford Kenya, the Bukusu party, which has been affected, but also we are seeing inroads into Musalia Mudavadi's Maragoli community and many other Luhya communities. And that is one of the reasons why the promised predicted earthquake by Musalia Mudavadi completely failed to take place. The instruments were brought out. Everybody came out to see this earthquake. It never happened. One of the reasons is DAP Kenya. Bottom line, if we go into elections today, it will not matter much that Musalia Mudavadi and Moses Wetangula are not supporting Raila. It will not matter much that the two are actually campaigning for the other side against Raila. It won't matter at the end of the day, in terms of the number of votes Raila will get. While we thought Raila Odinga is completely asleep, as Ruto invaded the Mount Kenya region, while some of us were sure that Mount Kenya and Raila will never happen, Raila was working furiously behind the scenes. He was working on a plan with his partner in the handshake. And therefore Raila remained mum, kept quiet. Akaonekana kama simba imenyeshewa. And many people mistook Raila for a cat. Today, we can see the results of the groundwork Raila and his allies did concerning Mount Kenya. There's one thing people don't realize when it comes to voting. Many times, and I've said this so many times on this channel, many times, people do not vote for a candidate because they like them. No. They usually vote for a candidate because they want to stop his opponent from winning. And this happens all over the world. And in the case of Mount Kenya, it has been very easy for Raila Odinga and his handlers to show the region why voting for his opponent will be a disaster for the House of Mumbi and the greater Mount Kenya area. And I assure you, we can debate back and forth for days. But all that will matter on the 9th of August, when Kenyans go to the polls, will be a very simple question. Whose hands will I be safe? Yes, I know some of us don't like Atwoli, but there's a lot of wisdom in that question. That question is deep. The House of Mumbi will go to the polls thinking about their survival, thinking about their destiny. And you can be sure they'll vote against somebody they see as a threat. Somebody whose track record shows them that they will not be safe. It's as simple as that. And that is why I keep on saying that I'm worried. Why? Because it seems that these elections are going to be boring. Somebody is going to win by a landslide. Somebody is going to win at 5 a.m. in the morning. Now I know that pains supporters of UDA, but it is the political reality on the ground as I speak, even if elections were held today. You know, the more I think of these upcoming elections, the more I want to compare them with the 2002 elections. The elections that ended KANU's draconian, dictatorial leadership, which Kenyans had vumiliared since independence. Now, if I can quickly remind those of you who are around, those of you who understood what was happening, you will remember that very early in those elections, there was a coalition formed, and that coalition was called NAK, N-A-K. And the main principles were Mwai Kibaki, Charity Ngilu, and the late Michael Kijana Wamalwa. And at the time this coalition was formed, Raila Odinga was in KANU. Raila Odinga was with the government. As a result of an earlier deal done between KANU and Raila's NDP to form new KANU. The two parties merged, or rather Raila's party was swallowed by KANU. Indeed, Raila Odinga was the Secretary General of that new KANU, new look KANU. Political analysts knew that NAK was weak. It was a weak coalition, not capable of winning the elections. And then, drama. After the stormy National Delegates Conference of the party called KANU, where Moi made his intentions very clear, that he wanted to be succeeded by one Uhuru Kenyatta, there was a massive fallout from KANU. And a new party called LDP emerged. And all the KANU rebels flocked into LDP. George Saitoti, Mudi Awori, Raila Odinga, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, etc., etc. And then, after that, the mother of all coalitions took shape when LDP merged with NAK to form a coalition that they called the National Rainbow Coalition. And that coalition swept everything, swept Mwai Kibaki into State House. Now, if we look at the present, don't you see a lot of similarities? We had the formation of OCA. Then Azimio has come later. And it is obvious to all that OCA is a weak coalition. They cannot win any general election. But then 2 days ago, drama. We saw ODM and the Jubilee Party come together in a coalition. And they were joined by other parties. Many other parties. Small parties, yes. But many other political parties. And it is clear that Oka is going to be in Azimio. Even though at the time I'm making this recording, they're still dilly-dallying. Yeah? They're playing hard to get. But we know they have nowhere else to go. They have no other option, really, when you think about it. Because can you imagine a situation where Gideon Moi's Oka teams up with William Samoei Ruto? Not even in your wildest dreams or nightmares will that ever happen. So that's why I'm saying they have no other option. There's no other road. This is the only road leading to Azimio. Upende, usipende. And that is why I'm finding it super interesting that Kalonzo Musyoka is emphasizing on dealing with Uhuru Kenyatta in Azimio rather than Raila Odinga. I'm sure you didn't miss that. But that is a story for another day. Although I've already given you a hint, Kalonzo and Raila is like water and oil. They don't mix. Currently they don't. And remember, when all this is happening, Raila is yet to hit the campaign trail properly. Because when he does, this is one of the major strengths of this particular presidential candidate. Let me give you an illustration. If you wanted to fly somewhere and you are given the option, fly with a pilot who has never been in an emergency, or fly with a pilot who survived a crash landing, which one would you pick? I would pick without hesitation the pilot who has been involved in a crash landing. Why? Because he has experience on what can go wrong. This other pilot has zero experience on what happens when things go wrong. And so when somebody comes up and tells us, like they did recently, that William Samoei Ruto has never lost an election. When that person said that, I immediately thought of this illustration I've just given you. Who do you think has a bigger chance of winning a contest? Somebody who has been in many situations where things have gone wrong? Or somebody whose career so far has been nyeh? The long and short of what I'm trying to say is that the Azimio coalition is a formidable political juggernaut that continues to gather strength every day. And it is clear that this is the coalition that is going to form the next government. Now, of course, we are assuming that nothing dramatic happens. And in politics, that's not a good assumption to make. Because God Almighty can do anything. God Almighty can completely change the game in a flash. But assuming nothing changes, nothing dramatic happens, that is what it is. A formidable political juggernaut. And it doesn't matter how many polls you're going to do showing that William Samoei Ruto is ahead. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what kind of propaganda you're going to spread all over the place, proving to young Kenyans that Ruto can actually win the presidency. That doesn't matter. The juggernaut, the colossal political machine remains. And it will sweep everything aside. It will be a tsunami straight into State House for whoever the presidential candidate is going to be. And that is the truth. Until next time, this is Chris. Kumekucha.